Again, welcome back to Inverted Pursuits Laboratory, and this week we are actually messing with the pulse rather than dinking around with Lightstar. We're going to be doing some prototyping work for Lightstar on P328 as I look into different ways to do some parts. So I'm kind of going to use P328 as a rolling test chassis for me. So a couple things we're going to do is we're going to mess with some blinkers and tail lights on the fins, as well as some of the lighting. You can see I've got one of them torn apart here. Had a fog light underneath there, and I'm just looking at seeing if I can put a different bulb in it to reduce the power consumption on the vehicle. But back here on the back side that I've already done and I've got the work on is I've got a new blinker set up here. So the old blinkers unfortunately broke off, but I've got these new blinkers here that are all LED. I've got a blank panel here to help, one, hold the wires in place, but also I want to put the additional brake bar here aside from just the central film. And you can see I've got the blinkers on the opposing side as well. So let's actually flip the car on here real quick and show you what these look like. Hopefully click her on. And I never have enough voltage to do that side. Okay, so we can actually see, one of the cool things I like here is that I was able to tuck part of it around. So you can actually see, aside from our front blinker here, we can actually see a blinker there. Alright, so the headlights here. So these are actually, we'll just flip around here this way. These are GU 5.3 base. They are MR16 bulbs that go in the unit underneath the vehicle for our, what I believe is fog lights. But I'm going to show you real quick how these get changed on this vehicle. It's more for documentation. On this vehicle, they really handily just rotate off. I can get this open. They just open up and rotate and then unplug. And then we take a screwdriver and undo this. So let's do that real quick. Alright, so just a few seconds ago I actually showed you guys these lights here, but on the outside as blinkers, and well, that's been a week now, and some changes had to be made. These just weren't quite bright enough in the daylight. So rather, I've moved both of them to the inside where there were already existing mounting holes to serve as additional brake lights to the main light in the center. And I have rebuilt a new piece, as you can see it's printed here in red, that houses a bulb, a reflector, and then it originally just had a flat sheet on there for testing to see how that lit up, and I didn't like it very well. So I reprinted this finned sheet, which is kind of like how a normal brake lens would work. Has a bunch of fins to catch the light. I think it'll still need another iteration, but this is a start for now. And then this actually bolts on over top, giving it a look like that, which if we go look at the other side here that I've already completed, we can see exactly how that looks. And so we'll set you guys right here to watch, and I'm gonna go press the brake light so you can see the brake light light up, and the turn signal to show you how the light dissipates a little bit this way. It doesn't always get to the end, and then lights up this way, and then I'll also show you from the front edge and how it still lights up so you can see from the front. So that's the brake lights. And then that's the turn signals. So you can see the light actually dissipates a little bit this way in here, which it didn't do previously. And the fins actually catch it really well. And I've just got an LED turn signal bulb in there, but it still gives us that really nice little flash from the front end. Alright, so we're back with the last bit of what we're going to do on the Pulse for the time being. And as you might notice, there are different mirrors on this Pulse than there were previously. So before we had these mirrors on the Pulse, and the right hand side one over here was working great with this mirror. But the left hand side one, if we actually can take a look at this real quick, you'll notice the whatever anodization was on here was starting to come off, and so when we would be driving down the road, the mirror would just drop, and I would have no rear view mirrors. And since I don't know how to fix some of those issues, I went ahead and picked up a simple pair of mirrors and made a quick adapter plate between the old mirrors and the new mirrors and put these guys on there. And I loved them. I took them for a test drive today with the new mirrors on there, and it was great. They also have integrated blinkers, so I have wired in. Let's see if this side works right now. Oh, here we go. So they have integrated turn signals, so we've got an arrow on the mirror for our notification, and then an additional blinker on the front. So in my opinion, it helps notify people that we're turning. So we have lots of surfaces that light up when you're just looking from the front. You can even see the tail fin light up, and so there's lots of information that says we're about to turn. And I'm just personally a huge fan of having more information rather than less when driving the Pulse. The more you give to other people, the better. So let's actually just drop inside the Pulse real quick, and I'll try and give you a view from my perspective. So if you look to your left, I'm hoping you guys can see out the side view mirrors and see how well we can actually see right behind ourselves. But it gives a great field of view. I have it lined up so that the corners on each of these mirrors line up roughly with the tail fins so that I get a decent viewing angle. Thanks for watching, guys. Please consider subscribing and take a look at other videos I've done here on P328 and LS01. The vehicles have been getting a lot of little minor upgrades to help with either power consumption or just general functionality, since I'm looking at driving it on a more regular basis. But we'll integrate a lot of the things we learn on P328 into LS01 as we continue forward on that. So thanks for watching, gang.